Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, May 26, imply some interesting moments in the land of Salem. First off, the little town will still be reeling over John Black's accident. Upon his return from his latest ISA mission, John opted to join Steve Johnson, Hope Williams Brady, and Sean Douglas Brady to snag that miracle drug in hopes that they can save Bo Brady's life rather than heading straight home. The team was successful in getting the medication. However, poor John was caught in the crossfire and is now fighting for his life. Kyla Johnson will do everything she can to save her friend, but things won't look good. Meanwhile, Marlena Evans will be surrounded by the couple's children for support: Brady Black, Belle Brady, and Paul Narita. Meanwhile, Steve will spread the word to everyone about how much of a hero John was once again. Across town, Maggie Kyriakis will lash out at Xander Kyriakis for all he's done. From the sounds of it, she'll issue a warning to her son-in-law that she'll do whatever it takes to protect her granddaughter, Victoria Kyriakis. It sounds like to ensure this, Maggie will ensure Xander is arrested for his brutal attack on Philip Kyriakis. Regardless, while Xander is upset with Sarah Kyriakis for covering up Philip's forged letter lie, he proved her to be justified in her actions as he beat his brother up within an inch of his life. Talk about irony. Speaking of Sarah, she'll do all she can to distract herself from what's going on in her love life by throwing herself into work. Days of Our Lives spoilers indicate that Sarah's marriage and family are imploding right before her very eyes. The worst part of this situation is that Xander isn't only upset with Sarah, but she's equally as mad at him, which has them butting heads. Will anything happen that can land them on the same page? Only time will tell. We have the latest Days of Our Lives spoilers from Monday, May 26 to Friday, May 30. Family and friends rally around Marlena. Xander is at the end of Maggie's anger, and Kristen becomes difficult amid Brady's request. Plus, Johnny refuses to face his problems. Read on for that and more ahead in Salem. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, May 26. Friends and family come together at University Hospital as Kyla does everything in her power to save John. Meanwhile, Brady, Belle, and Paul sit close by a worried Marlena. Steve makes sure everyone knows that John was once again a hero, as Maggie takes Xander to task, which may be too mild a term for the way she rips into him. Sarah throws herself into work in order to distract herself from the situation. 26 years after its last episode aired, see what some of your favorite Melrose Place stars look like today in 30 gorgeous then and now photos. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday, May 27. Gabby and JG work together in an attempt to locate Ari. While we're not sure this is the best choice, Doug turns to Leo when he needs help. As Johnny deals with tough emotions, Channel is there to console him. Sophia works with Melinda to get the adoption process rolling. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, May 28. Kate and Roman have another talk in which they confide in one another. Rather than face his problems, Johnny decides to run away from them. Belle has tough questions for Alex. Carrie arrives in Salem, but is she too late? Days of Our Lives spoilers for Thursday, May 29. How will Julie react to what Maggie confides in her? Belle makes sure that Jada has the latest information. Brady makes a request of Kristen, but she's not inclined to grant it. Who will control the future of University Hospital? That's what Xander and E.G. wonder as they await the results of the board's vote. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Friday, May 30. Will and his beloved grandmother, Marlena, share an emotional reunion. As Johnny finds himself feeling more alone than ever, Kristen takes her brother, E.J., to task. Have the tissues handy as Brady, Belle, Paul, and Eric each take a turn sitting at John's bedside. Familiar faces return and tears flow as this week on Days of Our Lives, Salem gathers to say a final farewell to John. But that's not the only big development to unfold this week, as the latest preview pits Xander against his mother-in-law, and Rachel paints a picture in which Johnny looks guilty as sin. Elsewhere, Xander finds himself paying the piper following his downright brutal attack on Philip. Not only is Maggie making it clear she'll do whatever it takes to keep him away from Sarah, but Jada kinda sorta helps in that regard by arresting Xander. Finally, John returned to Salem just in time to help Steve and Sean steal the drug that could save Beau's life. However, he was badly burned when the lab caught fire and exploded, and now it's John's life that is on the line. One by one, those closest to John come to support him in his greatest hour of need. Abby tells him they are family, Steve and Kyla embrace, and Paul and Marlena support one another. Brady sits by his father's side, as Will and Carrie also come home to pay respect to the man who has meant so much to them all. Eric, too, is back, and Belle takes time to be with her father, as Marlena speaks about the power and importance of family. As Steve prays to God to help his partner, Marlena begs John not to leave them. Sadly, we know where this is headed. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of May 26, 2025 are here. Next week, fans can expect the board at University Hospital to make a decision. Carrie Brady returns. Plus, Will Horton reunites with Marlena Evans. Meanwhile, Sophia Choi turns to Melinda Trask for help with the adoption process. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the Peacock soap opera. Now that Sophia has turned 18, she can make her own decisions. That includes adopting out her unborn baby. Amy Choi has been really controlling, considering she's not even the one pregnant. While Amy might care about her daughter, this really should be Sophia's choice. So since Sophia is 18 now, she will go visit Melinda to talk about the adoption process. As fans recall, Melinda used to serve as district attorney and also helped Sloan Peterson kidnap Nicole Walker's baby. At the hospital, expect Kyla Johnson to try to save a flatlining John Black. Marlena Evans will sit by John's bedside throughout the week, so it sounds like Kyla is able to revive John, although he may be unconscious. Burns are extremely painful, so it might be better for John to sleep through it. That leads to Will and Carrie both returning as well as Paul Narita. Meanwhile, Steve Johnson calls John a hero. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that the hospital board will hear the pitches from E.J. Demera and Xander Cook Kyriakis. Xander will also get a brutal tongue lashing from Maggie Horton Kyriakis. Fans can also expect J.J. Deverovs and Gaby Hernandez to search for Ariana Areve Horton. Belle Black grills Alex Kyriakis. Later in the week, Belle updates Jada Hunter. EJ has a nasty confrontation with Kristen Demera. That same day, Kristen gets shot down by Brady Black. Also, Johnny Demera starts to isolate himself more and more. It sounds like things aren't getting much better for Johnny. While he has his marriage back, he's also still dealing with a huge mental and emotional load. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of May 26, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on Peacock to find out what happens next. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of May 26, 2025 are here. Next week, fans can expect the University Hospital board members to make a decision. Carrie Brady and Will Horton return. Will John Black survive? Plus, Sophia Choi discusses her adoption options with Melinda Trask. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the Peacock soap opera. Now that Sophia is finally 18, that means Amy Choi won't be making decisions for her anymore. Sophia and Tate Black are determined to find a good home for their baby, since the adoption with Johnny Demera and Chanel Dupree Demera fell through. They want to use an adoption agency. Brady Black actually got some legal referrals from Belle Black. Belle warned that if Brady thinks the teens need a lawyer, then they do need one. Anyone but Melinda, Brady told her. So it is interesting that of all the lawyers in Salem, Sophia chooses Melinda to work with. At University Hospital in Salem, Kyla Johnson races to revive John. Even though John flatlined, he will come back. By the end of the week, John continues to be in crisis, though. As Marlena Evans sits by John's hospital bed, she will be joined by Will, Carrie, Paul, Narita, Brady, and Belle. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that the board members at University Hospital will need to make a decision. Will E.J. Demira or Xander Cook Kyriakis get to turn the failing hospital? Xander will also get ripped to shreds by a raging Maggie Horton Kyriakis. Fans can also expect J.J. Deveroux to help Gabby Hernandez find Ariana Uri Horton. Belle asks Alex Kyriakis some tough questions. Later, Belle provides an update for Jada Hunter. EJ and Kristen Demira have another confrontation. Then Brady shoots down Kristen's proposal. Johnny Demira withdraws more and more. It sounds like Johnny's mental state isn't improving. What does the future hold, and how can Johnny's loved ones help him? Will Johnny even let them? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of May 26, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on Peacock to find out what happens next. The world of daytime knows how to bring the drama, and May 26 to 30 is no exception. From huge reveals to shocking secrets, the soaps are where it's at when it comes to chaos. Check out what we're looking forward to seeing the most this week. Oh, Danny, what chaos will you cause this week? Teasers show she's going toe-to-toe with Bill once again and issuing another stern warning. This time, Haley is the reason for the two duking it out, and Danny means business. Bill better watch himself, because once Danny's mouth starts moving, she's not going to hold back. Will Leslie Sue pay for her despicable crime? One can only hope. In the upcoming episodes, more evidence against her comes to light and lands right in Kat's lap. It should only be a matter of time before the wheels start moving. Well, as long as Leslie doesn't find out. If she does, we can't imagine how low she'll go to bury this dirty deed once and for all. Will Carter soon be planning a wedding instead of officiating one? He's getting down on one knee and asking Hope to be his bride. Is she ready to be a wife? She wasn't back when Thomas asked, but that was then and this is now. By the end of the week, Carter will have his answer and his life will change forever. Speaking of proposals, Luna has one for her grandmother. Sheila has been on her best behavior since marrying Deacon, but she's itching to cook up a scheme. Will she fall into her old ways when Luna turns up with a shocking plan? We can't see the she-devil turning down a chance to cause some major chaos. John is back in Salem, but his homecoming may be short-lived. By Monday, Kyla is in a race against the clock to save him, and by the end of the week, the family starts flooding to town. Watch for Carrie, Eric, and Will to make appearances. Will they get to see John before it's too late? The clock is also ticking for Sophia. Her baby is coming soon, and she needs to get started on the adoption. She'll turn to Melinda too for guidance and to get the process going. Will this be a move she'll regret? Sophia wants to do what's best for her baby and herself. She has her whole life ahead of her, and a child isn't in the plans. At least not yet. Oh, Lois, do you have some serious explaining to? She hid Gio from his daddy and his mama all these years, and now she needs to face the music. As you can expect, Brooklyn and Dante aren't going to take any of this well. First off, poor Dante had no idea this child even existed, and for him to be hidden right under BLQ's nose. Well, that's just inconceivable. Will either of them ever forgive Lois? Will Gio open his heart to his parents? We'll have to wait and see. All the while, Michael is welcomed home with open arms by almost everyone. Willow won't be loving having him back, though. With their case going to court soon, this definitely puts a damper on her slam dunk win. Of course, Michael could surprise everyone by shutting the whole thing down, but he is Carly's son and vengeance is in his blood. The Abbott sisters return to Genoa City this week and get their first look at Diane's big changes around the house. Will they approve or will they side with Billy? The house may be the least of Ashley's worries. Spoilers show she's sitting her brother down and sharing some surprising news with him. We can't wait to see what all the fuss is about. This week is a big one for Nikki. Victor has big plans to sweep his love off her feet, and her family is throwing her a birthday party she'll never forget. Friends, family, and even a foe or two gathered to celebrate the town's matriarch and show Nikki just how much she means to them. Will this shindig go off without a hitch, or is there some drama in store? Tune in to find out. A memory of the night of EJ's shooting is uncovered, while Xander's once happy life begins to crumble courtesy of his heinous actions against Philip, according to the Days of Our Lives spoilers preview. Plus, Jahn'S family gathers around him, hoping and praying that somehow he'll survive and come back to them. Here's your day's video preview for the week of 26 to 30, 2025. Apparently, EJ isn't the only person who remembers Johnny being at the Demura mansion and pointing a gun at him. So does his young niece, Rachel? The night Uncle EJ was shot, Johnny was there, she reveals to her mother, Kristen. He was fighting with Uncle EJ. He had a gun. Across town, Maggie is furious with Xander for having beaten Philip. I will do everything in my power to protect my granddaughter, she announces in no uncertain terms. Is that a threat? Asks Xander. No matter, it looks like that is the least of Xander's problems at the moment. Later, at the hospital, Jada arrives and confronts him, while Brady and Kyla look on. You're under arrest for the assault of Philip Kyriakis, says Jada, slapping handcuffs on Xander. Meanwhile, in a hospital bed at the facility, family, including Brady, Will, Carrie, Eric, and Belle, arrive to say goodbye to John, who's in critical condition. Marlena rests her head on a pillow beside her bandaged husband's head. Then Abe shows up to see his longtime friend. We're family, John, he tells him. Out in the hallway, Kyla embraces Steve while crying. A teary-eyed Paul soon joins Marlena by his father's bedside. Family is who sits in your heart, who brings it to life, who makes it worthwhile, Marlena shares with someone.